This Let's Edit with Media Composer tutorial is brought to you by VideoGuys.com, the leading reseller of video editing and production equipment for more than 25 years. Check out VideoGuys.com for great deals on Avid Media Composer software licenses, subscriptions, and upgrades, and use coupon code MC101 for 5% off any purchase. Hey everyone, Kevin P. McAuliffe here, and I am back again with another Media Composer 101 tutorial. And in this lesson, I want to talk about a very common problem that I see a lot of editors running into, and it's not necessarily a problem, but more of an annoyance. And the issue that I'm referring to is with the application manager and with a little thing that I like to call the Neverending Sink. Basically, what happens in the application manager is when you attempt to go in to download a most recent update of Media Composer, we can use version 8.5.1 as an example. What will happen is instead of having the little update button, the word syncing will just appear and you cannot seem to get rid of it no matter what you do, whether you restart, whether you quit the application manager and come back in. In this lesson, I want to show you a technique that should be able to help resolve that issue for you and get you your downloads as quickly as possible. Okay, short introduction here. Let's just get into the app manager and let's get started. Okay, now before we get going, obviously I am working on a Mac, but I want to point out that all of the locations of these files that I'm going to show you for Windows, I will point out at the bottom of the screen. Okay, now much like I showed you in the introduction, the issue that I'm referring to now, my version of App Manager isn't having the issue right now, but as I showed you in the introduction, what's going to happen is up near Artist Suite where it says Avid Media Composer, on the right side, this is the ideal situation you want to have where it says Update. But in many cases, people have it where it says syncing and they cannot get it to stop. Okay, so here's the technique that you're going to use on a Mac. Now again, remember Windows users, I'm going to have the shortcuts down here at the bottom of the screen. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is to quit out of the application manager. Once the application manager is closed on the Mac, what you're going to want to do is navigate to the Macintosh hard drive. You're going to want to come to your utilities and you're going to want to come to the activity monitor. Now obviously Windows friends, you're going to want to call up the task manager and head on over to the processes tab. Inside the processes tab, what you're going to want to do is to stop the Avid App Manager helper. I'm just going to force quit that. Again, you can force quit it on Windows. And what we're going to do once we force quit that application is I'm going to head back to the Macintosh hard drive. I'm going to come to the library. I'm going to come to cache. And inside of the Avid and Application Manager folder, there's two folders that we're going to want to not necessarily delete, but we're going to want to make it so that the application manager is going to rebuild these folders once it's relaunched, and those two folders are going to be the cache folder and the database folder. So what I'm going to do is in front of the cache folder, I'm just going to type in old, and in front of database, I'm just going to type in again old as well. Okay, now again, this technique works exactly the same on Windows as well. And once we've done that, like I said, what's going to happen is when I relaunch the application manager, it's going to rebuild these folders and it's going to resync, much like it was a clean installation, with the Avid licensing server. So let's just do that. I'm going to come back to the Macintosh hard drive. I'm going to come to Applications. I'm going to come to the Application Manager. I'm going to launch the Application Manager. I'll just move it over here. And once it's launched and it starts initializing, you'll notice almost immediately that it's created two new folders, one for cache and one for database. And what's going to happen is that as it's syncing with the licensing server at Avid, these folders will be populated and the application manager will then appear. And what should happen is in the apps tab, once the Media Composer app appears, that syncing should be gone and you should be able to download your application right away. Now, before I wrap up this lesson, I want to thank our sponsor Video Guys, and don't forget to check them out and use coupon code MC101 for 5% off your Avid purchase or any other purchase including G Technology storage, software plugins, and so much more. And if you like this tutorial, please click that subscribe button, and don't forget that if you have any questions, you have any comments, or you have any tutorial requests, you can post them in the comments section below this lesson, or you can send them to kevinpmcauliffe@gmail.com. This has been Kevin P. McAuliffe. Thanks a lot for watching.